Hi, welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes on Tuesday. I'm Sam Miller, and this week's topic is about closing costs, what closing costs are. This is going to be a multi-part discussion, so we're going to have a few other episodes that follow this one where we break down different loan types for specific closing costs for that type of loan. But today what we're going to talk about is just the concept of what closing costs are. And the first point I'd like to make is that closing costs to a buyer, someone buying a home, means something entirely different than if you're the seller or the homeowner selling a home. Because as a buyer, most of your closing costs will be between you and the lender or the bank who's doing your loan. And the banks are going to provide you with a written estimate up front showing you what the closing costs will be. But just to understand the concept of closing costs, they are fees involved in you obtaining the loan and to purchase the property. So an example of a closing cost as a buyer might be the cost of the appraisal, a cost of your credit report, maybe a loan processing fee or a recording fee, half the title company's closing fee for the title company or the attorney to do the closing. And there's a series of other potential expenses that could be involved depending on the type of loan that you're acquiring. Now, if you're a seller, it's an entirely different set of closing costs for you. A seller, you're not obtaining a loan, so your fees are more driven by the sale of the property, like a transfer tax and a real estate tax proration and deed preparation and half the title company's closing fee. And so they're very, very different if you're a buyer or you're a seller. So that's kind of the point I wanted to make this week, is that there are fees associated with the purchase of a property or for you obtaining a loan, or for you as a seller selling the property so that you have the ability to sell and transfer ownership of the property. So next week our intention would be to talk about specific loans, like a conventional loan, what would be the normal closing costs in our market, and also what's customary in Knox County that the buyer pays and what's customary that the seller pays. Because in different parts of the country, it's customary for different parties involved in the transaction to absorb different fees. So I kind of wanted to touch on that. And as a buyer, you're going to receive a written estimate from the lender you work with breaking down all those fees. And if you're selling a property through us, we always give you a written estimate showing you what the closing costs or selling expenses would be in selling the property. So that should get us up to speed for this week, and stick with us because next week we're going to go in more depth specifically on loan types and what those normal fees would be. And we'll use a very easy to follow average sale price with even numbers, so it makes the numbers real clean and easy to follow. So Sam Miller, RE/MAX Stars Realty. Have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.